and welcome to Legoland Resort in New York, where everything is awesome and everything is cool when you're part of a team. If you're familiar at all with Disney, if you're a veteran of Universal, you might be familiar with Legoland Florida. This is not that. This is a brand new resort that they just constructed here in New York, pushed back a little bit by COVID, but finally open in full capacity. It is so new that there are no billboards on the highway as you're getting close. Middle of nowhere. And this is much, much closer than the Florida location. We're about 10 hours closer to this one in New York than we are to the Florida one. So, looking forward to a great, or should I say, bricktastic day. Now, we're not 100% sure what numerically the capacity of this park is, but visually, this is it. We were informed at the front gate by our Bricktastic staff here that the park is at a capacity day. People who do not have tickets and or reservations are being turned away at the gate. I know that the park was a little bit slower at the beginning because not a lot of people knew it existed. That may still be the case, but if they're capping capacity a little lower, we may still see quite a few lines today because everyone who's here is gonna be in those major e-ticket attraction lines like the 2 dark rides, the NINJAGO ride, the 2 roller coasters, things that are people of all ages and not just, you know, little kids, which arguably is the target of the park.
Probably, yeah.
We were on our way to the first of 2 dark rides over there, the Lego Factory Adventure ride, when we encountered this interactive display where you stand in front of an instrument, dance around a little bit, and it plays as part of like a kind of orchestra for you. I like interaction. The kids like it, and Katie likes it. Well, I can hardly believe it, but apparently the dark ride right at the front of the park only has a 15-minute wait time.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Getting some Candemonium vibes in here. The Hall of Rainbow Bricks. Get a little history lesson in here. Realize Lego started as far back as 1934 as a brand, not as a concept. Why, if it isn't Dr. Jones. Say Indy. Say your name. Snipe. Was awesome. That was really technologically advanced, more so than I expected. I think it's a lot like what Ratatouille is going to be at Epcot. It's trackless, it's a little bit reliant on screens, but in a fun way, a fun like interactive way. A lot of animatronics, a lot of color, a lot of light settings. Oh, there's a word for this. Yeah, but there's a word for this. When you got like an action figure that's multi-posable. Articulating cars, articulating trackless vehicles. So it was a lot of fun. A lot of effects, a lot of spinning, a lot of bouncing, a lot of cameras. There's some motion projections and stuff. It was really, really cool. I would highly recommend this as a first ride, although somebody didn't seem to have enjoyed it. The only thing so far today that I'm not particularly fond of is the way that the photos work here. There is no digital option, so you can't get like a photo pass that runs all day. What you can do is you can get a physical printout, and the first one is like $17, and then after that, it's like $5 a photo if you buy the package. So you can show your receipt to other photo operators all day. All the rides have, well, the e-ticket rides have cameras, but now we have to carry around a physical copy, A, and B, we also have to pay individually for every photo henceforth. You pay less, but you still have to pay. I feel like there's a better way.
I mean, even if we had to pay for every single digital download, that would be way more worth the money than getting a hard copy of the photo. So that's really actually disappointing for how technologically advanced
the rest of the park
appears to be. So I don't know.
It could be coming. We've never been to Legoland Florida or Legoland California, and certainly not Windsor, so we don't know everything about these parks and how they operate. Maybe this option is coming, but for the time being, I feel like there's a better way. Now, we did get here a little bit later than most people would have. We were not able to arrive right at open because we were 4 hours away and didn't feel like getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning to be here. But we're gonna try to hit one more ride before lunch. Our stomachs are rumbling, but I think we can power through. And thus, we head into Ninjago Land. Is there a right or a wrong way? We went left. Ah, what a rotten trick. Okay, so the inside queue actually leads around to the back of the building where you're standing in the outdoor queue, which is most of the queue. I guess that's what ninjas do though, they trick you. They're expert tricksters. Basically web slingers from DCA, but with a Lego NINJAGO theme. Your arms are the controllers, the evil ninjas are on screens in front of you, some projection mapped onto actual environments, most just actual screens, and you're trying to overwhelm them. I will say this though, they tell you all through the queue you should be doing karate chops forward, not sideways, and you should be, make sure you're doing it right over the sensor.
Right over.
But I tell you, I did that for the first half of the ride and I got nothing out of it. Then finally, it clicked. I was like, this is a lot like Spider-Man, and I started doing Spider-Man. And I did so much better that way. All of a sudden I started landing the little orbs on the evil little ninjas. So if you're having trouble with this one, or if your little ones are having trouble with this one, just remind them, Spider-Man works. For lunch today, we decided to try the Ninja Kitchen, basically just by virtue of its proximity to the Ninjago ride we just got off of. But the food actually looked pretty good. I got a orange chicken and rice bowl, and Katie got a beef and rice bowl. How is it?
Well, it is pretty spicy.
We were warned. We were warned it was spicy.
I mean, I think it's a nice option when your usual options are pizza, fries, burgers. There's a barbecue place around the corner. So it's kind of nice to sit here, look at all the Ninjago stuff, listening to the cool music, and eating a like Panda Express bowl. It's very Disney in the sense of it being like themed food to match the land, which I like, but the food probably isn't anywhere near the quality of Disney's. I'm also incredibly excited to tell you all that Legoland is a Coca-Cola park. There is a show that goes on here too. We're on our way down the hill and we caught this arena. We've already missed the first two shows, so there's only one left. We probably won't make that one either, but if you got kids that enjoy live entertainment, and really, what kids don't, here you go. I don't know about you, but I'm about ready to collect some coaster credits. Me too. Okay, that was the best ride so far.
Yep.
Hands down. That was half dark ride, half coaster, accelerated lift hill. I don't know who the manufacturer is. We're probably about to look it up. But
yeah.
I thought it was great.
The ride is very smooth and it's half dark ride.
And it's half dark. Yeah, there's like actual animatronics that are really supremely detailed, all built out of Legos, of course.
The dragon.
The dragon is huge. We might do this again.
Yeah, especially since the line was not 40
We were
minutes
advertised,
long.
yeah, a 40-minute wait, and it was about 10. So, having a great day here. Bricktastic. Who says Legoland is for kids? Alright, we just got off the Dragon's Apprentice. I'm glad we did it. I'm glad we got the credit. Probably won't be waiting for that one again.
It was the longest line for the shortest
It was
ride.
the longest ride. And the Ninjago line was a long one. The food line was long. This was the longest ride in the park so far. It's about 35 minutes, which isn't bad at all. Don't get me wrong. We've been making really good time today, and we're very grateful.
A
But
25-second ride.
yeah, you make 2 laps and you're done. What in the heck is going on over here? All right, so I think the idea is there are these little buttons you can hit that will erupt these geysers so that everyone on the ride gets soaked. Okay, so here is the button. Ah! That was a much swifter reaction than I was expecting. One more for the road. Ah, that hurt me a lot more than it hurt them. We're coming at last now to Lego MINILAND, where we've got hundreds, if not thousands, if not millions of tiny little Lego pieces stacked upon each other in just the right way to form mini metropolises. Metropoli? Metropolises. This area is actually so complex that they offered guided tours of it up at the front of the park. You can book one. We decided to just kind of walk through at our own pace. I mean, obviously this is Vegas, this is the Grand Canyon. DC's over there. We saw a little bit of San Francisco over there. So you can pick up the little things, but there's probably a lot more to what went into this than what we're getting at surface level. If we had more time, we would definitely try to do one of those tours, but since we're only here for the day, we're just gonna take in the sights and enjoy them. We're gonna finish up our day here by touring the Big Shop. Aptly named, it's the Big Shop right at the entrance and or exit of the park. And a big shop it is. If there is Lego of it, it exists here in this store. This is definitely the biggest store on property and arguably the most crowded. I'll tell you one thing, I'm putting my vaccine to work today. So the one thing that we went into the Big Shop for, they didn't have. Katie was looking for a pin to complete her collection.
Pins don't exist in Legoland.
Apparently they don't exist in the world of Lego.
I got a magnet with a pretty flat back, and this magnet...
You're gonna do some DIY?
This magnet is pretty loose. I think I can just yank it out eventually, and I'm gonna glue a pin back on it, and then it will become a pin.
All right guys, that's gonna about do it for us here at Legoland New York. This is actually a really awesome park. We've definitely had a whole day here. We did get on only 4 rides because there's no fast pass, there's long lines, it was a capacity day. But they were the 4...
lines weren't ridiculous.
They weren't ridiculous, and they were the 4 rides that we wanted to do. Also, we got here at noon, not at open at 10, and they do close at 7. We didn't have a full day to work with when we got here, and we still, I think, made the most of it, took some time for lunch. Honestly, I don't have anything to complain about other than the photo pass.
I could probably do the whole loop again and still look at stuff because of how well themed it is.
There's
it's
so
cool.
much. There is so much. Brick by brick by brick by brick, this whole place was built up. Obviously, this is still a work in progress. Not everything is ready to go. Some of MINILAND still needs a little bit of touching up. For the most part, I mean, we got our 7 themed lands here. All the rides are operating now, unless they're planning to add something new that they haven't given away yet. I would say it's well worth coming out just to see what's here, try out, especially if you have little ones. It's gonna be a fun day at the park, and I'm glad we came. So we are gonna go ahead and pack it in, guys. Thank you for joining us. Remember that no matter where you are, what you're doing, every day is a new adventure.